Good morning. It is Monday, the first day of the Spook-a-thon. I'm currently getting ready to have some breakfast. Presley down here is playing with his absolute favorite toy, is this giraffe. He loves this thing. So we're gonna let him play while I eat. I am tired today, so we will see exactly what we do. I was planning on maybe going to the bookstore because I have a 15% off coupon that needs to be used by today. So we'll see about that. I ended up going to bed at like 8 p.m. last night, and my husband was really good to do the first feeding, but then Presley ended up waking me up at like 1:20, 4:30, 6:30, so I'm a little bit tired still. He's getting ready for work right now. I'm gonna have some breakfast and then I will update you guys once we figure out our day. One thing I did not get to do because I went to bed at 8 p.m. last night is edit my Spook-a-thon TBR video, so I'm currently doing that. And this is how I have to edit some days in order to get stuff done. We have baby going to sleep in my arms right now, editing on my computer while I sit in bed. Also, if you guys hear anything in the background, I'm also doing laundry. This is how we have to do things. Lots and lots of multitasking, especially since he doesn't always like to sleep in his pack and play alone during the day. It's very hard for him to fall asleep during the day. At night is much better, even though he does still wake up quite often, but we are gonna get this video edited before I even think about doing anything else today. So it is currently about 12:20. I just finished uploading my video, took a shower, which was sort of hard with this one. He started getting cranky, but he's currently trying to go to sleep, and I think we are currently, while he's pretty happy, gonna try and go use my coupon at the bookstore. I also have a gift card, so I'm hoping to not actually spend like any money, but we shall see. But we're gonna go do that before he decides he's hungry again. Although obviously I will be bringing a bottle just in case. I also downloaded a couple audiobooks, one for Dark House and one for Final Girls. I think I might go with Final Girls by Riley Sagar because that one I have in a physical book, whereas Dark House I also have as an ebook, and that's just easier to read, like if I get stuck sitting somewhere with him, and so I might hold off on that one, but I'm hoping to start the audiobook on my drive to the bookstore, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not the biggest fan of audiobooks, and I haven't actually listened to one since I used to work in the receiving area at Barnes & Noble, so we'll try that out. We got to Barnes & Noble, he woke up, we changed his diaper, and then he screamed his head off, making me look like a bad mommy, so now we're eating. We had about half an ounce, and now apparently we're done. We're just gonna chill now, I guess. Silly baby. Presley. Our socks are falling off. Yeah. And we are now home. I was very naughty and forgot to put on my audiobook on the way to Barnes & Noble. However, I did put it on the way back home, which is only like a 22 minute drive. So I think I'm on like the 5th chapter or part 5 of 111. I don't know how it is in the actual book, but that's what my audiobook says. And so far, I'm enjoying the narrator. Like I said before, I don't do very many audiobooks. I do listen to it like on 1.2 speed, just so it's a little bit faster, but I definitely do like to listen to it as if somebody is telling me the story. And basically all we have going on so far is that our main character of Quincy was a final girl after some sort of event happened. The person who killed off some of her friends is also dead, and she's been giving... Hi. And she is currently being given some bad news as to a different final girl, where apparently some other sort of serial killer thing happened when she was like 7, and this final girl from that one has apparently committed suicide. That is where I am. It's only 20 minutes into the book, so not very far, and I'm very interested to see what else is going to happen just because I haven't looked at the summary in a while. I have no idea what this is about. And I think I'm gonna make that one my audiobook for now. I put him down over here so that we could talk about these. The book that I went to go get at Barnes & Noble today was Now Entering Adamsville by Francesca Zappia. This one I absolutely loved, Eliza and Her Monsters, and so I had to pick it up. As soon as I realized she was having another book, I put it on my list. I don't know much about it. I do believe this one has some sort of like fantasy elements or magic-y elements in it, whereas Eliza and Her Monsters was completely just a like real-life contemporary. But this is the reason I went to Barnes & Noble. And then I could not help myself. I bought 2 more things. I only spent $36 because I did have my membership, a coupon, and also a gift card. And so minus the gift card and everything, I only spent $36. The other book that I picked up was Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo. This is the same author as To Kill a Kingdom, which I got in a book box last year. Absolutely loved that as well, and was very curious to see what else she was going to write. I actually have no idea what this one is about, and I sort of don't want to look at the summary right now, but look at this gorgeous cover. I'm super excited for this one as well. This one just came out last week on October 8th, and the tagline, I mean, even says, "The realms make monsters of us all," so I'm assuming fantasy, monsters, realms, apparently. Very excited for this one. And then the last one that I ended up picking up was actually out a day early. This actually comes out Tuesday tomorrow, but there's no embargo or anything on it, so we picked this up as well. It's The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Umez. I don't know how to pronounce this last name, but this one has been compared to Junji Ito, who I've absolutely loved. It is a horror manga. I've been told that it is very weird, and so I'm very excited for that. The fact that it's a horror manga and it's red, I think this might be something I'm going to try and get to this week for the Spook-a-thon. It is very, very thick because I'm pretty sure it has 2 or 3 manga volumes from the original series in this, but it is a manga. It should go pretty quickly. I'm very excited to see what exactly is in this one, and I just love these like hardcover releases for these mangas that they're doing. Absolutely super excited for this one. And so now I think I'm gonna take him upstairs and we're gonna let him play around a little bit, have some story time for him because he was asleep in the car on the way back home, so he had a little bit of a nap, and we are currently awake, messing with this blanket in here. This is the reason why he's not swaddled anymore. He has figured out his hands and he likes to play with blankets. But we're gonna go upstairs and do that. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the Final Girls audiobook currently, or if I'm going to just take another book upstairs to try to read myself, but I'm going to be doing some more reading today, and we'll just have to figure out exactly which one I'm going to do. I am sorry that I did not really vlog anything in Barnes & Noble. It is the Barnes & Noble that I used to work at, and so everybody that was on shift today, minus 1 new person, we're all people that, you know, wanted to see me and the baby, mostly the baby. But that was a lot of conversing about that. One of the people there is like my manga person. That is like how we bond. And so we were definitely talking about The Drifting Classroom. And so, yeah, I did not vlog anything in there really. Just a little bit in the kids section. Yes. Okay. He's wanting me. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys later. Baby just got our bath and we're dressed in our pajamas and sleep sack, and we are tired and hungry, so it's gonna be bedtime. And then the husband and I are watching the 5th season of Schitt's Creek that got put on Netflix, so that is our bingeable show for during dinner time. But it is obviously now baby's bedtime. It's like 8 o'clock, and so we're a little bit later today than normal, but we're doing it now. So it is currently just about 8:45 and I just wanted to check in with you guys before I ended up going to bed. The baby is asleep, so he is in my room and I am in the nursery. But I did want to let you guys know I did not read any more of Final Girls yet or listen to it, but I did read some of Haunted by Danielle Vega. I'm currently, I think, on chapter 9, like page 80 or whatever. I might read a little bit more before I go to sleep. I don't know too much about this. Basically, there is like a haunted house, so I think I'm going to use this for like my book set in a spooky setting, although depending on how many books I'm able to read, haunted could also be a spooky word. But basically we have a girl named Hendrix who has moved to a new town with her family, and they have apparently moved into the like rumoredly haunted house in that town. Apparently a girl was killed there like 3 years ago. The guy that did it apparently is dead. But that's sort of what we know. I'm at a point now where creepy things have started to happen, and we'll see exactly what happens with that because we basically have Hendrix's point of view. It is written in third person, but it's basically just following her. There's also some sort of past that seems to be haunting her as well, from her previous town, something to do with an ex-boyfriend. We actually don't know any details, so I feel like that is some sort of like mystery thing that we're gonna have to figure out or find out by the end of the book. But also the house is really creepy and we don't know much about that as well. So far so good. I do like Danielle Vega's writing. I've read basically everything that she's ever done except for like the last book of the Merciless series, and she does YA horror really well. So I want to say it looks like I'm about maybe a third through, and I'm definitely hoping to finish this probably tomorrow because right now I'm really enjoying myself. But like I said, it's like 8:45 and baby's asleep. I'm going to be going to bed soon so that I get enough sleep as well. So I will probably see you guys in the morning. Happy Tuesday. It is just before 7 a.m. and we are apparently ready to start our day. For the last few days he's been getting up closer to like 7:30, but apparently we're starting a little early today, so we're just sort of hanging out in his room. He's playing over here. I did not have a chance to read anything else last night, and so I definitely do want to read more of Haunted. And then I think I might even try to listen to more of the audiobook for Final Girls while I'm doing some things around the house that I've been meaning to get to. So after breakfast and all that kind of stuff, I will check back in with you guys. So this is basically my first time actually updating you guys. I did read some more of Haunted. We're getting some more ghosty stuff going on, and I'm very interested to see exactly where the story is going because we don't really have much explanation for anything yet. I'm about 55% of the way through, but I have a project that I'm doing with my husband, and basically that is to try to clean up this office before his parents come in November. This is the craziest room in our house, and so we decided to make this our project. Today, since I'm home right now and he's actually being pretty good, I'm gonna try and clean up my desk area over here because I have a lot of fandom and bookish stuff that I just need to either sort or figure out what I want to do with it. And while I do that, I'm going to be listening to more of Final Girls by Riley Sager, which I have as the audiobook. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing now.
Yet my mood is so dark, I know that not even baking can help. He said he's raising a bottle of wine in what appears to be a wood panel dining for a...
Okay, apparently it's nap time. I will come back later. Last time you guys saw me was nap time, and it has been many hours since then. Oh gosh. That nap time started at like 11:40, 45. It's now 4:47. He actually took a nap in his bassinet crib thing today. However, it only lasted for like 40 minutes total. And then he's just been sort of cranky since then. We've had a couple more naps, we've had some bottles, we've had diaper changes. It was just, I guess, I don't know if it was because of that nap specifically and it wasn't as long as he's used to because he's used to sleeping on me or what. But we are finally happy enough to lay over there so I can maybe get a little bit more office stuff done. I've definitely read more of The Haunted, and I don't really have much to update you guys on because of the fact that it is like a horror thriller type of thing. We have learned more about Hendrix's past. There are definite like ghost vibes, and like there's a kid from her school that's sort of like shunned by some of the other kids, and so we're definitely getting into that kind of stuff. I'm gonna hold off on exactly what I think about it until I actually finish, only because I don't want to spoil the details of the book, and I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to really figure out if I like the whole story or not until near the end. And then currently, hopefully, getting more desk cleaned up and also listening to Final Girls more. That one I haven't gotten into very much just because I've been listening to it, but Haunted has caught my attention, and so that's what I've done most of today, is reading that one. So, yeah. Okay, so we are now right around 9 p.m. and I did finish The Haunted today. I think I'm gonna give this one a 4 stars. I don't remember what I gave the Merciless ones. I just remember in retrospect really enjoying them, and that's not to say that this one was bad, because obviously I'm giving it like a 4 stars still. Basically we have our typical haunting story. There are ghosts and things. We also have a girl, our main character, and then she also has a very complicated backstory that is being compared to like a haunting, but I guess more of like a real sort of emotional type of haunting. And I really liked the horror aspects and everything of this book. The ending definitely took me a little bit by surprise. Like, once it was said, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I wasn't expecting it, which is always good. My biggest issue, I guess, with this is, one, the ending was not my favorite. It was a little abrupt for the ending, and I just sort of wish there was a little bit more to it. But also there was some romance elements in here, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like, you can definitely mix genres with this, but there was also a sort of like mini love triangle that I don't feel like ever got resolved. It was put in such a way that was just a little bit out of left field. Like, it just didn't really feel like it should have fit with the book. If we were gonna have some of those romance elements, I would have preferred not the love triangle aspect of it. I mean, it wasn't a big issue. It was definitely not a big thing in this book, but it was just one of those things that I felt was a little bit weird to put in a book like this. But again, overall, it was a very good, I think, creepy YA horror story, and so I'm very glad I read it. I have no new update for Final Girls. I'm still very much early on into it. It's a little hard to tell sometimes where I am in that book, only because the audiobook says it has like 111 chapters or parts or whatever, but I feel like there's like 3 or 4 parts per actual chapter. Like, I'm on chapter, I want to say it's close to like 5 or 6, but I'm probably like part 13 or 14 in the book, I don't know, in the audiobook I should say, and so it's a little hard to tell where I am. Not very far though, but again, so far so good. I don't really have much to update you guys on that. The narrator's fine, and so I'm hoping to definitely read more of that, and then I will probably pick another physical book to start tomorrow as well. But like I said, it's about 9 o'clock. I'm gonna be going to bed very, very soon because I will be up really early with a baby. So this will be my last update for tonight. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning and happy Wednesday. It is almost 8:30. Presley was a little bit of a pain in the butt last night, trying to actually get him to sleep and stay asleep after every feeding, but he now doesn't want to get up. So I know you're not supposed to do this, and we only do it really early in the morning, but after 6 o'clock, he had a feeding, and he did not want to go back to bed in his own bed, and I did not want to be up that early again, so he did get pulled into bed with me, and now it's almost 8:30, and he doesn't want to get up. But it is about time for us to get ready for the day. I actually have a doctor's appointment today. We just have my normal annual gynecologist appointment, so that, you know, is super fun. But besides that, I don't think I really have any plans besides trying to get more reading in. So I need to pick another book to start today, because I did finish The Haunted last night. Yeah? Hi. Good morning. We're trying to wake up. Yeah. You ready to go get out of your jammies and get into an outfit? Let's go get ready. That feel better getting out of those jammies? Yeah. That's a big boy. Yeah. Yeah, you're getting hungry too. Okay, let's get you ready. There we are. All ready for the day. Hi, sweetie. Okay, so it is just past 3:30. We are now back from my doctor's appointment. And I haven't really gotten much reading done today. However, I did listen to the audiobook for Final Girls on the way to the appointment as well as the way back from the appointment. I'm now at 25%. And so far, still don't have too many feelings about it. I feel like it's going a little slow, but that could also just be because it is the audiobook version instead of just reading it. But we do have like intermittent chapters of like the current day with Quincy's life and then the past. The current day is written in first person, which I actually feel really fits audiobooks very well because it's like somebody telling you a story. And then the past parts of like what happened to her, how she became a final girl, are in third person. Those have also just barely started, so we don't really have any sort of knowledge about what happened. She also only talks about the killer in the third person, like a him. And so I have a feeling that that might be part of like the big reveal near the end. But again, I don't really know much about this story. I do know there are 3 final girls, and basically the death of one of them by suicide basically gets the ball rolling for the actual story of the book. So we'll see what happens. I'm now just here with the baby again, so I'm hoping to actually physically read a book, but I will check in with you guys later. Good morning and happy Thursday. It is now just around 9:30. Baby and I have both had our breakfast today. I didn't really update you guys much yesterday. I'm not quite sure why, but I did start the Babysitters Coven. I'm like 30 pages in, so nothing too far. But I am very interested to see what's going to happen because within the first like chapter of the book, we have our main character who is a babysitter having her, I think it's like a 2 or 3 year old kid that she's babysitting, basically on the roof of their house because of some guy at the window, which she thinks was just sleepwalking, but I'm assuming it's definitely not. And so that's basically all we have so far. We have a little bit of witchy things happening that our main character, again, is just sort of thinking are mistakes or whatnot, and so I'm very much hoping to read some more of that today. Presley and I don't really have any plans, so I'm hoping to get a lot more reading done or listening to Final Girls. We really just have to see what is the easiest way to do that. But otherwise, we're hoping to have a really nice sort of calm Thursday. Because I did not have time yesterday to film a video to go up today, I did a quick spooky books I would like to read sort of video that I'm going to try to edit and put up before lunch. But otherwise, We got a cutie right over here who is watching me the whole time. And it's probably gonna be nap time soon, so that'll be a perfect time to try to do some editing. And then hopefully after that I am free to read. Because I definitely want to try to at least get most of Babysitters Coven done today. I might not finish the entire book, but if I could do that, I'm on my way to like almost 2.5 books read. And that would be great to sort of get a kickoff on a Thursday. We only have a few more days left and we have some plans this weekend. So reading should definitely be a priority. Good job, babes. So I have the oven preheating because I'm planning on making some cookies. Now I'm not like baking them myself, I guess. Like I'm gonna put them in the oven and bake them, but I'm not like creating them. I absolutely love those like Pillsbury sugar cookies that have like designs in them, and so usually around this time of year they have like ghosts or pumpkins or whatnot. We went to the grocery store this weekend and they did not have those, but they had footballs. Now, I am the least sporty person you could probably ever meet, but I had a real hankering for these, so we did end up getting the football kind. This is gonna be the closest I ever like get to a football, and we're gonna bake them because I really want a couple, and so that's what we're gonna do, making some football cookies. My hair, not the best today. Happy Friday. It is actually past 2:30 now. Baby has been a little bit fussy for the past day and a half basically, so mostly yesterday, a little bit this morning. He seems to be acting fine now. He's not really been anything more than like clingy basically, just really wanted to be held a lot yesterday. So I didn't finish anything yesterday. I'm still in the middle of both Final Girls and the Babysitters Coven. I'm trying to definitely read more of the Babysitters Coven today. I'm currently on page 92 and I'm hoping to finish this, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. But my goal basically for the rest of the readathon, since we only have like 2.5 days left, is I want to finish this and Final Girls, and then if I can fit one more book in, I would really love to do that. But otherwise we will have to see. There's not much else of an update. I think the only thing I can really update you guys on is there's definitely more semi-witchy vibes in this. We just got to a point where it seems like she's not the only potential witch. But otherwise, nothing else has really happened. Same thing in the Final Girls. That one, I feel like maybe just because of the way, really? Maybe just because of the way the storytelling is, how it goes from the past and the present back and forth on different parts. It hasn't really progressed as much as I would like. Since I am listening to the audiobook, it is going a little bit slower than normal. And it says I'm currently at 45%, so not much today. I think I was at 40% last night, so only 5% more. But it is going a little slower than I would like, and because of that, I don't really have a good update. I am really interested to see where it is gonna go, because we don't really know much about the events that actually led up to our main character being a final girl. We don't know much about the other characters and how they were final girls either, except for the fact that they are. And so I'm curious to see how that's going to turn out. But I think I'm going to continue reading Babysitters Coven right now while Presley is playing on the floor. We're just playing with our giraffe. This is like one of the first times today where he's been okay not being in my arms completely, but he just had a nap in a bottle, so maybe he's just happy right now. We'll see. Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. He can sound like a cow. He can go moo moo. He can sound like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz. How about you? Can you go buzz buzz? Hey guys, so I did just want to let you know I did get a package today. I was going to open it up on camera, however my husband was just way too excited that we got it because it is our chat books for Presley's second month. So this is something that I've decided I'm going to do every month for his first year at least. And basically it's like an app that you can get on your phone and you get to add pictures from either Instagram, I think even Facebook, or your actual phone, like camera roll, and you get to add them into a book. And I've been absolutely loving this. I have his first one up there. It's that black and white one, and that's from his first month. And then this one is from his second month. So we even did the, is it gonna focus on there? It still sees my face. Well, it says Presley's second month, September 2nd to October 1st. We got to choose the cover we wanted. The pages in here are like super nice, like thick semi-laminated pages. You can have captions with your pictures. It'll also have the dates on there. I just absolutely love this as a sort of like keepsake that we've been using for all of the pictures we take of him, because we just have so many pictures. It is so cool. I do have a coupon code as well. I will leave that in the link down below. Basically, it gives you $10 off your first chat book, and these are just amazing. We get the, I think it's the 6x6 hardcover version, but they do a 6x6 and 8x8, both in softcover and hardcover. And like I said, I was gonna open this on camera. However, my husband literally beat me to it because we absolutely love these, and I could not wait to share it with you guys. Otherwise, no reading update. Like I said earlier, I am still reading both books, but I don't have any new thoughts on them yet. So I will probably just talk to you guys in the morning. We are about to go give the baby his bath. So I will see you guys tomorrow. We're about to go get our bath and he's just chilling. Hi, baby. Hi, sweetie. It's gonna be bath time. Yes. I just love that little arm back there. He loves that position where it just looks like he's chilling out. Good job, baby.
An older woman with an equally geriatric-looking dog. Guy got attacked. Beat real bad.
So I just wanted to update you guys on my book reading and everything. Basically, just to let you guys know that I'm in the middle of the audiobook for Final Girls, which I know I've said multiple times. However, I'm on this chapter 59 of 111 because the chapters of the audiobook do not match up with the chapters of the actual book, but it skips chapters. Technically, I think I'm on chapter 22, and after I realized it skips chapters, I went downstairs and read through the end of chapter 22 to the part where it had skipped to, but like, it's crazy.
Afraid of what I'll see, as if one look will reveal the guilt on her face, as bright and glaring as her red lipstick. But I stay, even though my legs tremble with pent-up energy. I want a Xanax so badly, see, and back again. There you are, she said to Joe, greeting him like a long-lost friend.
Literally skips. I think it was like 3 or 4 pages. Technically different chapters. It goes from chapter 22 to being at like the Pine Cottage area. So like the flashback part, and it just skips it. I believe that's the only time it's happened in the audiobook. Everything else has made sense. That one though did not make sense, and I had to listen to it a few times to realize that it skipped. The good thing is I do actually have the book, and so I was able to read to that next chapter, and now I'm going to continue. I'm at 56%. Obviously today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. I'm going to get this done by then. I'm also more than 3/4 of the way through the Babysitters Coven, so I'm trying to get at least these 2 books done for the weekend. I really want to read that manga I picked up, and so we'll see what happens. If I can finish maybe the Babysitters Coven by tonight. Maybe I will try and pick that one up. It is a manga, it's a quick read, but it is sort of long as well. So we shall see about that. Also, I've been doing a little bit more work in the office. I also started Presley's costume for Halloween. I'm gonna have a separate Halloween vlog up later at the end of this month, beginning of next month. So just be on the lookout for that one, in case you guys are interested in that. I'm just doing like a whole baby's first Halloween type of vlog. So that's gonna be in a separate video. But I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait for him to even try it on. Okay, so I finally finished The Babysitters Coven by Kate Williams. I think I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was actually a really good read, and I really liked the action and the sort of like witchy, Buffy-ish vibe that they had going on. Bless you. However, it definitely took until like halfway through the book to really get going. The first half didn't really have much going on. And then they also talked about their clothes way too much for me. Bless you. Baby and the dog sneezing. They did have sort of an excuse on here. So like our main character and her best friend would sort of have outfits of the day. And our main character also at one point said that she wants to be like a fashion designer when she like grows up, I guess. But we had so many outfits that they would talk about, and like they were named certain things, and then she would go from like head to toe about what those pieces were, and at certain points it felt like we were getting like an outfit every other page, and that was again mostly in the beginning, so I feel like that sort of helped slow the book down, which is part of the reason I did not give it a full 5 stars. Otherwise, I liked the writing style. I really liked the whole vibes once everything got going, because it definitely does feel sort of Buffy-ish, which is the reason I ended up picking up this book in the first place. And I'm definitely interested to see more about this. It does say in the back that our next book of this should be coming out fall of 2020, which means we're waiting like a whole year for it. But this was a really nice, fun ride once you get past that sort of slow-going beginning. And I'm hoping because of that, our second book will actually pick up quite quickly, because of the fact that we already sort of got into the action and the lore of the book. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely enjoyed it. So now it's 4:30-ish. Hopefully I'm gonna get some more listening of the final girls done, because I want to definitely finish it by the end of this weekend. I want to start editing this vlog too tonight, so I'm not having to try and do everything tomorrow and Monday morning, because I want this to go up on Monday. But also, tomorrow is Leon and my second wedding anniversary, and so I think we are going to have my mom come over and babysit the baby around lunchtime, and we're going to go find something to do. So gonna get as much reading as possible done today, because we are planning on doing other things tomorrow. Okay, we are hiding in the nursery again while the baby sleeps in my room. It is actually about 10:37, almost 10:40, which is a little bit past my bedtime. So I'm going to be going to sleep right after this. But I did want to let you guys know I started the manga. This is The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Ume's on here. But on Goodreads, there's a different version of this that has the last name as Umezu. So instead of 2 Z's, it's ZU. So that's just really weird how there's like that discrepancy. But this is a big manga. I've read the first, I want to say it was like 3 or 4 chapters of this, and there's like 14 chapters total. And I read this in less than half an hour. Some of the manga pages are like full page spreads. And so far it is very interesting. Basically all that's really happened is, and I'm pretty sure the whole concept of the book is this, is that we are following like a little boy, I believe he's in 6th grade, and he had like a fight with his mom in the beginning, and then he went to school, and the school basically like vanishes from their world. And then we also have the stuff going on in the school where it's sort of now in the middle of like a desert. There's like nothing around them at all, and they're trying to figure that out as well. We do have some very sort of disturbing things going on in here, like I know I have mentioned before. that this is supposed to be really weird and disturbing. But what I mean by that really is they are now in this like desert sort of place, and not only are the kids freaking out because this is an elementary school, but the adults are freaking out in such a way that they are like slapping kids to get them to like calm down. And I don't know when this was exactly written, but it's a little bit weird. We've also had some people like collapsing, and I think there's been a couple deaths already, so very weird. The writing style, I think this is just the English translation. I don't know if this is a current, like a new translation, or if it's what was translated before into English. It's a little bit basic and plain and just sort of like, here is what I'm gonna say to you. So nothing that really sounds real. It sounds a little bit sort of robotic, but overall I'm very intrigued to see where this is going to go. From what it looks like in the front of this book, this is the first volume, and it looks like they have 3 volumes total planned with like 42 chapters total. So that's a lot of manga to get through. This is the first volume here, but again, it was going really, really quickly. I don't have a new update on Final Girls, so crossing my fingers, metaphorically. I will get that done tomorrow, but I also really want to try and finish this. I'm gonna go to bed now because, like I said, it's past my bedtime, and I will see you guys in the morning. So as I mentioned yesterday, today is our 2nd year anniversary, and so we are actually going to the state fair today. My mom was supposed to watch the baby, but she's not feeling well, so we actually brought him with us. He's currently sleeping, so that's good. We'll see what kind of things there are today. Mostly we like to come just to eat all the food, you know? Section, escaping the heat, even though last I checked I think it was only like 78, but it's very sunny. So hi baby. Back home. I had to take a shower because I just got too sweaty being outside. It did get to like the mid 80s this afternoon, and so by the time I got home I was just way too hot. As I mentioned before, it is our 2nd year wedding anniversary, and in case anybody is aware, they have like anniversary types of gifts that you're supposed to do every year. So like last year it was paper and we got each other books. This year is cotton, and apparently we are both bad at pre-ordering things in time, and so both of our items actually did not arrive yet. They're supposed to be here I think middle of the week tomorrow for basically both of them. My husband got me this shirt here, which I think is absolutely adorable for the design, and I cannot wait for it to come in and I can actually wear it. And then the thing that I got my husband reminds me of like cross-stitch pillows that you would see like at your grandmother's house, or sayings that you would see on like posters and things, like those inspirational ones. However, this is a saying that I have talked about to my husband before, and it is something that we basically want to live our lives by and have our kids live their lives by. And so I got it custom put on a pillow, and this is what it says here. I'm hoping some other people can appreciate this, but this is basically how I want to live my life, like my mantra sort of thing with our kids. And so those were our gifts but again, they're not here yet. So this is also a reading vlog for the Spook-a-thon. I am still in the middle of Final Girls. We listened to it more in the car, both on the way to the fair and on the way back. I am more than 60%. I'm hoping to just speed through that as much as possible with an audiobook. I'm pretty sure the last time I checked it said I had like 5 hours left, but I think that is full speed, and I'm currently at 1.5. 1.2 was really good, and I know I mentioned that at the beginning of this video, but 1.5 still sounds coherent enough that I'm okay with it. I tried the 1.8, I think, which was next, and that's way too fast, so I'm good. And then I'm also still reading this one here, The Drifting Classroom. I'm still at the same point that I was last night, but again, this is usually pretty quick, so I think I'm gonna try and read this as well. I will update you guys with anything else that's interesting. Otherwise, I will see you guys when I am done. Okay, so it is almost 6 p.m. I am almost done with the manga, which is what I was reading while Presley was taking his nap. So I've finished the bottom part, have this part left. Currently thinking it's probably gonna be like maybe a 3 stars, because even though it's interesting and I do like the sort of like, not necessarily time travel aspect, but the whole like, yes, they were sort of transported to the future, and it's been going back and forth a little bit between the present and I guess the future. We have some weird explanations for things that actually aren't explanations, or we have some weird behaviors that people have been engaging in that don't make sense. And then like now, and I don't know what year the book was written in. I can see if maybe it'll say in the front of it. Okay, maybe not that old. From around 2007 it looks like. But we have this character, and this is near the end of the book, so I mean, I guess it might be considered sort of spoilery. Yeah, you get that, giraffe. But he's supposed to be like a smart kid. They said his IQ is like 230 or whatever it is. And we are currently at a part where our main character of Show is sort of being challenged as the leader. I mean, he doesn't necessarily want to be the leader, but there is a girl who really does, and she's not above violence to get there. And we have our smart character come out and literally say, a female isn't fit to lead. Women are made to give birth and rear children, so they can't think long term. Their emotions cloud their logic. So I literally stopped right there and picked up the camera. I don't know if anybody's gonna refute that in here or not, but obviously that's not true, and it just sort of gets under my skin a bit. But again, like I said, there's just been some happenings in here, yeah, that don't really have good explanations. And I feel like this would be a higher rated book, like I usually do with like Junji Ito's writing, if we had more explanations, even if they're like out of left field and crazy, because this is like a horror manga. But basically, I don't see as much horror in this one, except for the fact that there is a lot of harm to children. Some of it inflicted by the crazy adults, some of it inflicted by the children themselves. Lord of the Flies sort of things going on. So we'll see. I will update you guys when I finish this, because I should be able to finish this soon. And then I still want to finish Final Girls. I know I've been saying that all week, because I started the audiobook on Monday, and it is now Sunday. That is my goal. That is my goal. I'm going to finish. No matter what, I'm gonna finish. So I will let you guys know about both things later. Okay, it is about 9:30 p.m. and I finished my books. I'm so happy about that. We are just sort of gonna go through a wrap up. So I'm gonna start with the ones that I've already talked to you guys about, just sort of go over that really quickly and then move on to the new ones. So the first book that I completed was The Haunted by Danielle Vega. I think I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. This is just a really nice, like, YA horror story with a haunted house. The ending was a little too abrupt for my taste, and it had a love triangle that I didn't really think needed to be in here, but otherwise I really did enjoy it. I am using this book for my spooky setting because it does have the haunted house. Then we also have the Babysitters Coven by Kate Williams. I also gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. This is a Babysitters Club meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer sort of story. This one was a little bit slow going, but definitely ramped up that Buffiness and that like action-y sort of stuff on the second half of the book. It also had some like descriptions of clothing, outfits that I didn't really think needed to be in here as much as it was, because it was quite often, and I think that helped slow the pace of the book down at the beginning, which was not my favorite. I'm also using this book for the spooky word in the title for Coven. I might be stretching that a little bit, but I really wanted to read this book, so we were making it work. So for one of the new books that I have actually finished, we have The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Umezu, and this one I'm using for red on the cover. I think I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't horrible. It's not as old as I thought it was going to be, and so I definitely thought this was an older manga because of the sort of art style, the way it was written, and the fact that we had some dialogue things in here that was not quite good, I guess I want to say. You guys saw in a previous clip, so you know what I'm talking about. We did have some like Lord of the Flies vibes in here. It is quite long, and it definitely ended on like a sort of cliffhanger, so I definitely do want to read more, but it was just sort of in the middle of the road for me. I feel like I might have had too high of expectations for it because of the fact that it had been compared to Junji Ito, which I usually really enjoy. So I only give it 3 out of 5 stars. It was not necessarily bad by any means, but just do be aware that there is a lot of harm to children in this one. I think the oldest child in the book is in 6th grade, so they are all very young. And then the last book is Final Girls by Riley Sager. I am going to give this one a 4 stars, I believe. I have mixed feelings about this one a little bit. For the first 3/4 of the book, I didn't have much opinion on it. It was definitely one of those ones where I was reading it or I was listening to the audiobook about it, and I was curious about what was happening because we have the 2 different sort of timelines. We have the past of what happened at the cottage where our main character Quincy became a final girl, and then we have the present of her and dealing with the aftermath of a different final girl having committed suicide, that kind of thing. And most of this is in the present tense, in the present area where she's dealing with that. And while there were some interesting sort of scenes in that present part, it wasn't super interesting and it was sort of slow. I don't know if that's necessarily the book or if it's because I was listening to the audiobook that could have helped slow it down, because I actually ended up reading the last third of it, so about 110, 120 pages. I just read it instead of listening to the audiobook because I knew it was going to be faster to do that tonight than finishing it as an audiobook. And I don't know if it was because I read it or not, but I really enjoyed that last part. It definitely picked up the pace. We also got a lot of reveals there. It had a lot of twists and turns. I really enjoyed the ride that it was taking me on, but because of that, I also sort of wish that we had been watching or reading it of like what actually happened at the cottage for her to become a final girl in that time period. Like, I feel like almost like it would have been better as a horror slasher book instead of this sort of like thriller thing where she had no memories of the cottage in the present day, and then, you know, she's trying to sort of figure out what happened. But, you know, minus all that, I really did enjoy the ending of it. I've heard that Riley Sager's books have gotten better as well, because I believe this is the first one. So I will definitely be picking up more. And then I don't think I said, I'm using this one as my thriller, but I'm also using it as a book I wouldn't normally pick up. Because of the fact that I did it as an audiobook. I haven't listened to an audiobook in almost a year, and so not something I would normally do. So that's what I'm doing with that one. Okay, I finished 4 books this week, which is amazing. I do want to say that this is a lot in part due to my husband, who would allow me to basically escape into this room at night to continue reading while the baby was asleep in the bedroom, and also in case the baby, you know, got a little bit cranky or needed to feed before my bedtime, because it's currently, like I said, like 9:30. I'm going to bed by 10. But so that was really great. Also surprising to me, even though I totally picked all these books for myself, I read 4 physical books and did not even pick up an ebook, even though that's usually the easiest way to read with the baby. So I'm personally surprised about that. We'll see if I keep that up or not. I'm definitely liking the fact that I'm able to be reading more after a couple months of having him, so I'm definitely going to try and keep that up. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I have videos up Mondays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!